What's going on, everyone? Verdict back again on the video, and today I've designed for you a 3x3 that I think all players should know how to build. I've built something a little big and a little outside my comfort zone because I'd just like to thank you guys all for the 100 subscribers. I do really appreciate it, and I honestly can't wait to make more videos with you. But with that being said, I'd like to show you this 3x3 that I think all players should know how to build, and has outer peak downs, provide a lot of storage, and yeah, with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright guys, coming to the base, we're greeted with an airlock with 3 furnaces, garage door, metal armored door, and double door with our airlock. Coming into our second airlock, we're introduced to this mechanic that I think is pretty cool. It's basically just a window frame with brazier, so you can aim at door raiders. 2 more garage doors away, we're greeted with a tier 1, 2 barbecues, 2 small boxes, and a locker. Room on our right here is a furnace room, in case you don't have large furnaces yet. Any room that I'm about to show you now is completely up to you. This is just what I particularly build when I'm in my 3x3, sorry. Coming into the room above it, just a loot room. If you haven't seen my loot room tutorials already, it's basically the exact same thing. Come to the far right here, another loot room. We're entering our chute here to go to the next floor with extra boxes and storage just above it and underneath it. This is where the main core is. This is where basically everything's going to be happening. We've got a tier 3, more spare storage boxes, a locker. On the right here, we're good with another loot room. Directly in front of it, we're good with another loot room with research table and a repair bench. Room on the left here, another loot room. And a room just behind me is the TC room. I usually like to have my TC on the second floor. Any corners up to you. I just really prefer to keep it above the first level because that's where usually people build when they are building a starter base. This is not a starter base unless you're like on 1000x, because I don't know. I don't know about you, but I don't like my TC being on the bottom floor. Entering our third chute. This takes us to the third floor with more loot boxes in the way. Coming to here, we have a chemical table with a small box underneath it, a tier 2 with a small box underneath it, and each corner is filled with beds. This is why it's a total of 8-man team, but as many as you want up to you. You can take away more loot rooms. Again, it's all up to you. Coming into our shooting floor and outer peaks downs, we have more storage. Coming up here, this takes us to our shooting floor. More storage just above. Ladder hatch to the roof. This takes care, so we have full control over the shooting floor, so people can just get in and still have to make their way to the actual center. Provides a lot of value and a lot of angles you can shoot from. The honeycomb's up to you. I think honeycomb's more important than having a proper shooting floor, but again, this is your base, your design, it's entirely up to you. Although I do recommend that whoever's building the base or anyone on the team, be sure to key lock the doors on the roof to stop people from jumping in, because code locks mean anyone can close them on your team, but that just increases the risk of someone accidentally closing it whilst on the shooting floor. Coming into our roof, take heli of course. We're greeted with a bunch of large boxes, 8 in total, and a proper shooting floor. If people are in your honeycomb, that is a bummer, but again, this shouldn't really cause any problems. They're not going to be able to boom in through there unless they're with a rocket launcher, and if that's the case, they're going to have to stand back and you can easily kill them that way. But yeah, that's essentially the whole base. I've added a little neat thing here with the double door frame. I have noticed that when these are stone, you can actually place small boxes on top here, as you can see in the thumbnail, but I prefer to keep them metal, as they will obviously take hits from heli. Better off that way than breaking the actual roof ceilings. But yeah, if you want small boxes up to here, I 100% keep these frames stone. But other than that, let's get into the build. Alright guys, just before we get started, this is everything you're going to need for in the base that I've actually put in thus far. Again, it's entirely up to you what you like in there. This is just how I lay it out. Cool, so first what we're going to do is place 3x3 foundations. We're going to make sure the honeycomb fits. Perfect, and we're just going to set it off with walls. Door frame here. High wall, window frame. And we'll spam pretty much everywhere with double window frame walls. Place a half wall here for the shelf. Break it, and going along. This isn't going to be like a normal one of my bases tutorials, as again it's for a bunch of people, so I'm really just going to skim through it and how it's laid out. You can always pause the video, slow it down, fast forward, entirely up to you. But yeah, let's go to the next floor. We're sealing it off. Walls on either side. And surrounding. This is our airlock, so we'll place that door there, roof above, and seal that off too. We'll place our TC just in this corner. Half wall here. And shelf everything off. Same for the opposite side. Either square can be for whatever it wants, but for this case we'll just remove this one and we'll leave that square for our research table and repair bench. Coming up to the next floor, we're sealing it off everything here. And wall it off. Same thing, walls on either side of the jump chute. And for these are going to be our bedrooms, so we'll just wall it off. Frames. And downstairs because I forgot. Now that's done, we'll make our way up here. We'll make our shelf. And for here too. That's done. This is going to be our shooting floor access. So we'll wall off here, here, and here. Awesome. And we'll place window frame, double door frame here, here, and here. Now that's done, we're going to be placing our triangles. Doing like that is what a typical 2x2 honeycomb has, but for the shooting floor we're going to add an extra triangle just on either side of them. And same for the opposite side. And this will create a gap for our doors to go in so people can't slip through. Awesome, now that that's done, we're sealing this off. We'll get our window frames and place them along the whole side, outer side of it. Awesome, now that's done, we'll get our double door frames and place them along the whole inner side squares. And with that done, we're sealing everything off. You want to make sure that you place the door frames on the right so the door can swing outwards. Now that's done. For me, I've set everything to stone, but you really want to keep this one wood, so when you get your ladder hatch, you can place it there. Awesome, now that's done, we'll make our way to the roof. And being here, we'll get our roof ceiling types and place them just along either side here. Once that's done, prior to that, you want to place twig foundies here. If you are going to be doing the double door frames that I suggested, and jump on either one of them and just work your way along it. Awesome. Let's get to the honeycomb quickly. With the honeycomb, you want to make wall splitters so they can't double hit both walls and break into either side of them straight away. One will have to be at a time. Sweet. Now that that's done, you basically just want to go over the whole thing and make it metal. With that being metal, it's just going to be a whole lot easier and much harder to raid. Basically the main source of it. Once you go inside the honeycomb, you want to make both bottom floors armored. Now that's done, we'll go to the very top. We'll place our ladder hatch. And our trade windows. We'll place our single doors for the shooting floor. And key locks on either one of them. Awesome. Now that that's done, I'm going to be playing some sick music while I fill in the whole thing. The video is practically over at this point, but if you just want to see and relax and just watch me place everything, I'd love to have you watch.
Different men, and I say liberate. Sometimes you gotta bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul. But it takes someone to come around to show you how. She's the tear in my heart. I'm alive. She's the tear in my heart. I'm on fire. She's the tear in my heart. Take me higher than I've ever been. The songs on the radio are okay, but my taste in music is your face. And it takes a song to come around to show you how. She's the tear in my heart. I'm alive. She's the tear in my heart. I'm on fire. She's the tear in my heart. Take me higher than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time. But that's okay, I'll just avoid the holes so you sleep fine. I'm driving here, I sit, cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time. But that's okay, I'll just avoid the holes so you sleep fine. I'm driving here, I sit, cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. Sometimes you gotta bleed to know, that you're alive and have a soul, but it takes someone to come around to show you how. She's the tear in my heart. I'm alive. She's the tear in my heart. I'm on fire. She's the tear in my heart. Take me higher than I've ever been. My heart is my armor. She's a tear in my heart. She's a carver. She's a butcher with a smile. Cut me farther than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Oh, than I've ever been. My heart is my armor. She's the tear in my heart. She's a carver. She's a butcher with a smile. Cut me farther than I've ever been.